How's it going? I'm Matt, the engineer at Spark, and in today's video, we're going to walk through the assembly process of your Javelin. To begin the process, you're going to want to collect your tools. You can get away by using 2 adjustable wrenches and a metric set of Allen wrenches. Also, if you want an additional tip, you can go to Amazon or Spark's website and buy one of our tool stands. This will raise the back end up of the bike and allow it to freely spin. This is helpful when you're mounting your front wheel and other electronics. It will also be used in doing some diagnostic work before putting the bike on the road. After you've collected your tools, you can go to the 2 boxes that Spark sent you. One is going to contain the main frame, and the other is going to contain the front wheel, the fork, the headlight, and a few other components. You're going to want to start by taking those boxes apart and laying everything out. To begin the process, we're going to start by installing the front fender. You'll see that there are 3 screws pre-installed onto the fork. Undo those screws and install the fender. Next up, we're going to install the front wheel. And what you'll notice, there is a longer spacer on the side for the brake. You can then use 2 wrenches to tighten that axle down and make sure the wheel is centered. Next up, you're going to want to find a friend and lift up the front of the bike. You can then install the fork through the head tube and make sure that those bearings stay installed. Next, grab the fork nut and install it. We supply you with a special tool that you can use to torque it down. That nut should be extremely tight. Any wobble will cause the fork to move back and forth as you brake. After that installation is done, start by taking the 2 sides of the clip-on handlebars and move it forward. Make sure to organize the cables nicely. You don't want a big jumble of cables on either side of the fork because as you turn, those cables are going to hit the frame. You can then install those clip-on handlebars and tighten them down in a position that feels right to you. Following this, you can begin installing the lights. Plug in the turn signals. We recommend adding some heat shrink around those connectors just to make them really safe. Then you can find the 4-pin connector and install your headlight. Moving forward, you can install the top part of the fork. This will press on and be very tight. You might need to use a rubber mallet to hit it down. And then add the 2 washers and the cap nut on top. And then tighten down the 2 Allens. You do not want to tighten these Allens before the nut. You can then connect the screen to the 3-pin connector coming from the head tube. And install the front brake. After this, go to the underside of the frame and tighten down the 4 nuts holding on the foot peg assembly. Once those are tight, install a foot peg assembly through the cables and install the 4 additional nuts we supply. Finally, we're going to install the shocks. Start by installing the bottom portion of the shock, add the nut, and then lift the entire frame and install the top. This is going to be the easiest way to do it. Now that your bike is together, you can connect the battery and we can do some diagnostic work. To begin the diagnostic work, you're going to want to go to the App Store and download the Far Driver app. Once you download that app, you can go to the Bluetooth section of the bike and connect to the bike. There is a special function called bounding. Once you click the bound button, it will show that your bike is bound to your phone. If you have issues with this, please let us know and we will work it out. In the Far Driver app, you will be able to adjust a bunch of settings, but to start off, we don't want you to do anything. Just leave the bike the way it is before you get used to it. If you hear beeping coming from the bike after you connect the battery, you're going to want to check the app to see what the Far Driver says is the issue. It might be a hall sensor error with the motor, it may be a low voltage or something else. But that is going to be our first step before we put any power to the bike. If you don't hear any beeping and things look good, you can turn your ignition on. You'll hear a single beep and the screen's going to turn on. You can also then move down the line and turn your lights on by the first toggle switch. You'll be able to adjust speed settings by using the middle toggle switch. It should change from 2 to 3. And you can hold your action button down and hold it to see if it goes into reverse. If it does not go into reverse, that just means your bottom toggle switch is not on the right setting. So you can change it. Putting it into the other setting will be a cruise control function. You can also then go through all the electronics for the lighting, testing to make sure that the turn signals work, the high and low beams work, and the horn works. We can now throttle the bike and check for balance. If you notice a lot of jumping up and down, you can deflate the tire, reset it, and rebalance. Sometimes this happens during shipping as the bikes get tossed around. Next, you can check the brakes. You'll notice a normal sound that will disappear as the brakes wear in. That's the entire process. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at info@sparkcycleworks.com. Also, make sure to check out our Instagram and you can see the behind the scenes of your bike and other people's bikes.